Hello my lovelies, welcome back to Ranting with Riley. I'm Riley, nice to see you all. If only I could see you, that'd be lovely. Today I am working on some blocks. I have a few finished. So yeah, if you've seen any of my shorts or if you check out Instagram, I did a bit of a show of actually frogging one of my projects that I had, a blanket, because I didn't like the pattern. So it's all been frogged, it's all in its balls, and it's all getting recreated into something else. Yeah, so I'm excited about it. And I thought today, because it's in my head, that we could talk about Harry Potter, and specifically how the Animagus, whatever you call it, how that all works. And I'd like to hear your thoughts as well, if you're interested in Harry Potter. If you're not, don't worry about it. Not everybody's cup of tea. So yeah, this is actually the second time I've recorded this one. Because the first time it was a bit all over the place. So we'll start off with what actually is an Animagi. So if you're not aware, even if you're not a Potterhead, which is fine, you don't have to be, you don't even have to enjoy it. It's up to everybody. Everybody's individual and all your tastes are valid. But for me, I enjoy the world. I enjoy the characters. Sorry, Nova's decided to come and say hi. You're probably gonna get knocked over soon. Nova, come down here. Oh, sorry. Look. There you go. Now you can say hi. He's just woke up. Decided he didn't want his breakfast, didn't you? Yes. And now he's probably going to play with my arm, like he likes to do. So yeah, if you're not aware, in the Harry Potter world, Animagus people, or Animagi, depending on how you want to say it, they have the ability to turn into an animal, like with self-transfiguration, which is really, really cool. The most well-known of these is probably Professor McGonagall and Sirius Black, but we also know of Rita Skeeter. She can also turn herself into an animal. The process is long, it's hard, and it requires a lot of effort, patience, and there's a very high possibility that if it goes wrong, you could end up being partially transfigured into that animal for the rest of your life, or fully transfigured into that animal for the rest of your life, and you completely lose your humanity, and you are just whatever animal you turned into. So the process isn't actually written in the books, but there is extra, like, lore out there that tells you how to do it. And first step is to put a mandrake leaf in your mouth and keep it there for 30 days. Now, if you're not sure what a mandrake leaf is, it's basically the babies from Chamber of Secrets, the baby plants. It's their leaves. So that is like step one. But you've also got, I'm pretty sure, you've got to do some meditation as well to find what your animal is. As well as repeating a chant morning and night with your wand pointed at your chest. I can't remember the chant. It's something with Animagus, Animagum, or something like that. So it's quite a tongue twister, but you have to get it spot on, and you have to do it a certain amount of times. And then once the 30 days has passed with the leaf in your mouth, you've got to create a potion. But I think you had to be creating the potion like during the time that the leaf was in your mouth, and you're doing the meditation and you're doing the other stuff. And then once your potion's pretty much ready, the leaf that was in your mouth, bear in mind, it can't be damaged. It's got to be 100% as it was when it went in, although I'm pretty sure it's going to decay in there. So gross. So yeah, that's going to be the last ingredient to go into the potion, and then the potion has to be buried somewhere that's not being touched by humans for 7 days, and you also have to not think about it. And then, once that's done, it's finally time to drink the potion when the next electrical storm hits. So, it's an interesting one. It's very long, it's very arduous. I think it's something that all wizards should be capable of doing. It just depends if you're willing to put the time and effort into the actual process. Because it's a lot. And if you're a busy person, or if you can't wake up at certain times, or life happens to everybody, and you have to start the whole process again. And yes, so it sounds like it does take a lot of time and effort, but I don't think it necessarily takes up a lot of power. I think every wizard has the innate ability to be able to do it. And for the fact that like James, Sirius, and Peter all did it when they were teenagers, says it's more about determination rather than magical power. So yeah, that's how you become an Animagus. But what I want to know is, do you automatically know how to change and keep your clothes? Do you, if you turn into a beast bigger than yourself, do your clothes rip and fall off? Or, if you turn into something smaller than yourself, do you just hop through the neck hole? Like, are they things that can happen? Who knows? And also, there's been like differences between how to actually change, whether you need to use your wand or whether you need to not necessarily use your wand. And once you've changed, if you had something in your pockets, does that stay in your pockets when you change back? So yeah, there's a lot more questions. And I think as well, something that kind of annoys me in the fanfiction world is a lot of people make Harry's Animagus form the same as his dad, which is a stag, which I kind of get, but I also think it's really not what it would be, because for me, James and Harry have got quite different personalities. It seems like Harry has more of his mom's personality, and he's already got the Patronus of a stag, which is fair enough, because when he's thinking about it, it's the love that he's got for his dad and everything like that. And Lily in the books and the film, she's not really mentioned too much, because it's all about his dad and his dad's friends, which is fine. But I feel like Lily would be a very interesting character to like learn about. And it annoys me that Harry never asks really about her. He always asks about his dad, and it's like, okay, fair enough, you look like your dad, but why don't you want to know about your mom? Like, surely that'd be on your mind. Because yeah, it's very dad focused, very male dominant kind of thing, and I just feel like Lily's kind of pushed to one side. But it sounds, from what you can see, like she's a really feisty character. Like, she's got a lot more about her than James has, because James is just rich boy with rich boy friends. So especially in school anyway. And Lily sounds like she's pretty down to earth, but she knows what she's doing, kind of thing. And I honestly think if Lily was to have a form for the Animagus, she'd be a tigress. I feel like that's probably more like what she would be, but it's kind of guessed around that she'd be a doe to match James. And once again, why does she have to match James? Why can't she be her own? I don't understand. So like, why does Harry have to match James? They don't have to match him. They can be their own person, but still appreciate, James and who he is. So yeah, that were a little tangent. Sorry. So yeah, I love the idea of being able to become an animal. If I had the ability, I definitely think I would try it. At least to see what animal I would be, because I honestly don't know what I would be. I'd probably want to be a cat, but don't necessarily think that that might be true, or might be a sloth. Could be a raccoon, who knows? But then it comes to the idea of, can you become a magical animal? Like, can you become a phoenix? Or, you know, a basilisk or something? Like, can you become something that's magical in nature? Or are they just mundane animals? You know, like cats, dogs, horse, those kind of things. And also, could you become like a sea dweller or a water dweller? Like, you know, is that possible? Like, turn into a goldfish? Maybe that's your calling, that you're a goldfish. And if that's the case, first time you change, do you have to be near a body of water? Are you going to drown? You know, there's a lot of things out there that makes me not very sure. But I feel like if you were going to turn into a goldfish and you weren't aware that your form was a goldfish, and you did it, I don't know, let's say that you're in your bedroom or something like that, and there's no water nearby, you turn into a goldfish and you end up dying from suffocation because you've not had any water nearby. So I feel like if the meditation thing to find out your animal is kind of true, then that is very helpful. If there is a thing such as, you know, water animals, especially ones that breathe oxygen through the water rather than like dolphins or turtles that breathe air and then hold the breath. Because if that's the case, then yeah, you can hold your breath. But there is also the concern that even after you've changed form for the first time in the electrical storm, that does the potion call for that, or does it just have to happen naturally, and are you just in luck if it happens when your stuff's ready? Who knows? Nice girl. So if the meditation thing is like telling you your form, that's obviously going to be helpful. But what I think I was trying to say is, if you become the animal for the first time and you're like, you kind of let their instincts take over you fully, you're not going to become a human again. Like, you are whatever that animal is. You've got all their instincts, you've got all the thoughts and the way that they think and all that kind of stuff. It's all there. Human's gone. So you have to be really good with compartmentalizing your mind to know that you are a human. Those instincts are part of you, but they are not like in control of you. Because if you think about it, animal instincts are a genuine thing. And, you know, if you're turning into this animal that has all these instincts that you yourself have never actually felt, it will be really quite overwhelming. So I think you've got to have a really good mind state to know who you are, like, pretty well before you can actually change. So that one intrigues me. The fact that if it goes wrong, you could end up just like that animal for the rest of your life. And just completely lose all yourself, which, intriguing. Definitely intriguing. I wouldn't want that to happen to me. But there you go. Sometimes it happens like that, and sometimes people just disappear. But yeah, it'd be interesting to think like an animal. And in that respect, like in the books, we'll use Sirius as an example because he's pretty much the most examples of it. Like, his personality is quite dog-like. You know, he's very loyal. He's a very happy-go-lucky guy. He likes to play pranks. Like, you know, he enjoys the fun stuff. But then when they describe him laughing, like, he barks out a laugh and stuff like that. So they use quite a lot of doggy terminology for him. But I want to know, did he have all those like things before he became the dog? Or is it because he became the dog that he now has all these dog-like qualities? Like, does the change also change your personality slightly to be more in line with the animal or not? Because like Professor McGonagall, she's stern and loving, but like she's only kind of like sweet and loving when she wants to be, and the rest of the time she's got that look on her face that you know you've done wrong. And like a cat can look at you and you think, oh great, I'm in trouble. Like, and it's a cat. So, you know, does she have cat personality traits because she became a cat, or did she have those traits before and just becoming a cat didn't do anything, or amplified them a little bit, amplified them. So yeah, there's a lot of thoughts on this topic. I think I've covered everything I wanted to. This is actually the second attempt at making this video. First attempt I forgot a lot and then yeah, ended up rambling. So that's all for today, but thank you ever so much for joining me. Hopefully whatever projects you're working on have started to come to completion. I'm looking quite forward to getting this blanket finished. I have 40... I worked it out yesterday. I think I got 48 left to do. No, not 48. 42. I got 42 blocks left to do. And then I can start joining it all together. But I'll probably start joining it all together before that because I'm I just need to do it. So let me know if you enjoyed this by giving me a like. And in the comments, tell me if you would want to become an Animagus, and if you would, what do you think you'd be, and what would you want to be? I'd love to hear what you think. All right, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.